Welcome to Cornerstone Today. This is a daily moment in the Word designed to help you start your day grounded, steady, and focused on what matters most. Each weekday morning we'll open Scripture together, seeking clarity, strength, and hope for the day ahead. This is about learning to walk with Jesus in real life, right where you are. Let's begin today in the Word.
Good morning and welcome back to Cornerstone Today. I'm Matthew Allen. I'm glad you're here as we start this new week together in Matthew chapter 6. Last week, Jesus told us where to place our treasure, and he ended with a line that lodged in this: where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Now, Jesus keeps going in the same breath, and he's still talking about money and the heart, but he comes at it from two different angles. He talks about the way that we see and the master that we serve. And so I want to read it together here, starting in Matthew chapter 6. We're going to read verse 22 through 24. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is healthy, then your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. So if the light within you is darkness, how deep is that darkness? No one can serve two masters, since either he will hate one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. So there are two pictures here and one verdict. There is an eye that lets light in, and there is a servant who can only have one master. And I want to go through those things for just a few moments. Let's first talk about how the eye is the lamp of the body. So Jesus calls the eye a lamp, and so the idea is that the eye is how the light gets in, the opening which your whole self takes on the world. And if the principle is, if you keep the eye clear, and the whole body is flooded with light. If you allow the eye to go bad, and the same body fills up with dark. So he's not handing us an anatomy lesson. In the Bible, a good eye was a way of describing a generous person, someone who was open-handed. And a bad eye describes someone who was stingy and grasping, always calculating what they can keep. And I want you to hear that in the middle of a message about treasures and money. And then when you do, then the point gets even sharper. How you look at your stuff sets the lighting for everything else. The generous eye will let the light flood the whole house. The greedy eye shutters the windows, and a person can sit in the dark, convinced that the lights are on. And so that's the warning underneath verse 23. If the light within you is darkness, how deep is that darkness? The real danger is mistaking your darkness for light and growing so turned around by money that you can't tell which way is which anymore. Next, Jesus says, no one can serve two masters. The imagery that is brought on here by Jesus, I think, states it in a way that's easy to understand. Obviously, no one can serve two masters. He doesn't say that you shouldn't, or that it's difficult, or that you should do it enough to keep everything in balance. He says you can't. It isn't forbidden so much as it's impossible. He's picturing a household slave who belonged fully to one owner, and the idea is that you couldn't be a full-time property of two men at once. The moment that their wishes crossed, you'd be loving one and hating the other. And he's saying that devotion to God runs the same way. He doesn't take a slice of the calendar and cut off the paycheck and then call it even. He asks for all of you, because that's what a master gets. He says, you cannot serve both God and money. And notice here how Jesus names the rival out loud. Of all the things that compete for a person, he points straight at money, and he stands it up as a would-be Lord, a master that wants the throne. Jesus singles out money for a reason. It's the rival that doesn't look like the other one. Nobody decides to bow to their bank account. This is something that goes quietly. in 1,000 small choices about what we'll chase and what we fear and what we tell ourselves about what we need. It promises to serve you, and it slowly starts handing out the orders. Jesus says that the relationship can only run one direction. Either money is a tool in the hands of someone who serves God, or money is the master and God gets the leftovers. So I think it's important that we really try to apply this lesson this morning. Jesus is putting a plain question in front of every one of us. Who's the master? Not who you'd say it is, but who really gets the final word when the two begin to pull against each other? The honest answer is going to turn up in the same places that we found our treasure last week: the calendar, the bank statement, the things that we are afraid to lose. Now, here's the grace in all of this. Jesus isn't asking you to earn a clear eye by gritting your teeth and loving money a little less. He's calling you to a different master. And the good news is that this master has already come after you. He went to the cross and paid for you with his own blood so that you could belong to him and not to the thing that was quietly running your life. You don't serve God to buy your way into his favor. You serve him because he bought you. And a bought person is handed a single eye and a settled heart in the bargain. The command to choose one master is real, and it lands on you today. But you're not choosing between two strangers. You're choosing the one who already chose you. So, where's the light getting in? And whose voice are you really taking orders from? You can answer that honestly, and you can change your answer starting with the next decision about the money that's been trying to be your master. Tomorrow, Jesus is going to take one more step. He's told us that we can't serve God and money, but he's now going to turn to the worry that money is supposed to fix. He's going to tell us not to worry about our life. We'll look at the birds and the lilies and the Father who feeds and clothes them in Matthew 6:25-30. I hope you'll join us. Be here with us in the morning as we come back for more of Cornerstone Today. Thank you for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for spending these moments in the Word today. As you go, remember this: faithfulness is built one ordinary day at a time. Keep walking with Jesus. Keep listening. Keep trusting. God is at work all the time. Join us again every weekday morning for another moment of encouragement and truth here on Cornerstone Today.